Hey, what's going on, everyone? Dan the Glassman here. Sorry about that. I hope that this stream is okay. I just realized that we've been live for about 40 or 50 seconds now. And so you probably watch me walk in, rotate the phone, get it set up here. So sorry about that. I'm going to turn this on. We're going to make sure that you guys are all set up, ready to go here. Let's get the torch going. We're going to get the kiln on and everything. Let's make sure you guys are in a proper setup here. That way I can be out of the way. And let me get to my my channel here. That way we can get to our live stream and make sure make sure that you guys aren't upside down. Okay, good. Our rotation's good. Everything's good. Okay, perfect. So let's get started, guys. So I have no idea what we're going to be making today. Not yet. I'm deciding that right now. Yesterday we were here working on a couple orders, and so I got a couple of these items made. The two color mushroom here. So this is how it'll hang. That's the front of it there. It'll hang this way. This is the back of the loop. So that's the front of it right there. And that's pretty much how it's going to hang. And that's the two color, the blue and white mushroom. And then we also had an order for the green cap with the yellow stem, yellow dots. And this one actually didn't work out. It looks really cool. It looks really awesome on one side there. As you can see, dots came out pretty nice, right? But then rotate it over here, and this green sometimes has issues like this. So either the green got worked too much on that one side, or it just all fractured and bubbled up, and it's just all cracked in there. And it may continue to wrap around the whole entire thing. So I now have to remake another one of these. So, you know, if anyone wants this fractured one, you want to send me a few dollars for shipping. I think it's like $7 probably to ship it out to anyone here, $7 or $8. If anyone wants this, even though it's all fractured, let me know in the comments below. I'll let it go to the first person who wants it. Just send me a, I don't know, like $8 to $10, and yeah, that'd be cool. So I guess we're gonna have to work on making that. We're not gonna use this green. I don't know if this green is the same, if it's identical. See, and that's the thing is, you know, I might have one green that's one and then another green. So this could be jade green, where this is forest green. And I don't know if that green is going to give me issues. And then what green do we have here? See, and then that one doesn't have any marking as well. And it looks like the same also. So I don't know if these are forest green or if these are identical, and maybe these are the Chinese green, which they work fine for pushing as mushrooms, but to make a cap, I guess it didn't work out. I don't know, maybe it was the yellow. I'm not really certain. This yellow should be fine. I do have another yellow we can use. We have the canary yellow. We can go with an even lighter yellow. I believe the canary yellow is fine. I don't know. I don't know if we should try out a forest green with the yellow. Well, let's get the kiln turned on. So temperature is at 73 degrees. I left my pyrometer on all night, which means I was running the battery for no reason. That happens. Oops. All right. So comment below, let me know what you think I should make today. And if you don't make it for the live stream, let me know what you think I should make tomorrow or in the next stream, the next live stream that I'll be doing here very soon. You know, I've decided that this channel, The Glassman's World, I'm simply going to just be streaming live to you guys and doing these live videos, live demos, sometimes live instructionals, and not really like uploading videos. You know, every once in a while I may start doing some edited videos and stuff, but pretty much this is going to be just a live streaming channel here. I really like going live stream. You know, then I don't have to worry about editing or worrying about what I'm saying, or, you know, it is what it is. Live, raw, unplugged. I'm a performer. I'm used to having to go on stage, and, you know, we can practice and rehearse all we want, but when we're on stage, you know, like, that's when it really matters and what counts. And if you're not ready to perform, you're not ready to go live and just do it, then maybe you need some more practice and some more rehearsal. I don't know. So today we're going to get started with this yellow and green one here, and try to replicate it. It came out pretty nice. Maybe we can make it a little bit smaller so it's a little bit closer to the size of this here. You know, I could pull this whole bottom off, I guess, and just continue pulling that stem, or just make the stem smaller, right, to begin with. So we'll move that to the side so that doesn't get hurt by any of the hot flame. We'll be using this pad here. I should probably move some of these colors and only have the green and the yellow that I'm working with. I do want to keep these together though, so we'll put these over here on this side instead. Let's see if this top spins well today. Well, that didn't work out well for that glass. But now I got two. So that thing just snapped in half right there. Ting, pong, ching. And there you have it. There's another little piece, I think. Alright, but there's two pieces of that translucent. This is regular white here. I don't think we need the white. The white was with the blue. So we'll keep the white over here. We'll keep, what's this? Oh, Loch Ness. Loch Ness is a cool color. Alright, so do we want to try this yellow again on the forest green and just see, was it the green and not the yellow? The yellow looks like it came out pretty good. Although I do have canary yellow. Like, maybe I should do two, right? We'll just see. Maybe we'll make two of them for the day, real quick here. Alright, well, first things first, always got to make sure we get this started out right. At least for myself, you know, got to always keep the head going, the head right. So, this stream here, this is all live glass blowing right now. But from time to time, I'll do a lot of different videos covering news and different events. This morning, I covered a new news information about Maui, West Maui, because of the Lahaina fire. The the state, Maui County or whatever, West Maui is now going to get taken through eminent domain. We've been covering that story of the largest or the deadliest fire in U.S. history, which, if that's the case, it's beating the Peshtigo fire, which had 1,600 to 2,200 fatalities. And then, I was talking about some local news recently here with our very own Albuquerque Police Department APD Police Chief Medina, who apparently got himself into a little bit of trouble this last Saturday, a few days ago. It's almost been a week now. And he apparently got himself involved in some situation that he didn't really need to be getting involved in, but looking at the video, it's very questionable on why he was there in the first place and what he was doing, and if he was a part of that whole situation to begin with. Did he know that those individuals were going to come run across the street to jump him? Was he there as a witness, as something, or like, because if he said that he turned around the whole block and everything and they came around and then pulled up at the red light after those cars that were there, like, I'm wondering if he just pulled up on the side of the road and then those individuals came over and they got into an altercation with each other, and there were two individuals who ran across the Route 66, ran across Central Boulevard right there, to meet up with this gentleman on the corner there. And apparently that's where Chief Medina was, just happened to be right there at the right place at the right time, I guess. Or wrong place, wrong time, because of how everything worked out for everyone, including his very own wife getting injured and having an extremely traumatic experience. So check out that video yesterday about our very own Police Chief Medina. So I cover a lot of different stories like that. Basically do live streaming and then talk about truth, real news, what I see, what I spot, and all the different things that I watch and stuff here. So thank you for joining me, for being a part of my live streams. Even if you're not here on the live, thank you for tuning in a little bit later. So today, before we get started, we're going to add on to these rods here so we have a little bit more to work with because they're getting short. So we pick up this dirty glass from this floor here. It's been here for, I don't know, a year or two. Get our Norwex OptiCloth and we just wipe it up real quick and get it all nice and clean. I love these OptiCloths. They work so well. I think that's a fuming mark, but you can see how clean that gets it. Without I used to use Windex all the time, but I'm an environmentalist, so I'm always about making sure that we do what we can to help the environment, to help the earth. We are stewards of this vessel, of this planet. We're supposed to help each other and help keep it clean, help keep the air clean for each other, help keep the water clean for each other, not just desecrating things and not worrying about stuff. It's better to have a conscious mind about these things. And yeah, I'm burning propane and oxygen right now. Propane is a clean burning fuel though, which is good. But I am adding to the different carbon footprints and things like that. So I try to limit my glass blowing as much as possible. You know, pretty much anytime I stream is when you're watching me stream is about how much I work. You know, if I'm not streaming, I'm probably not on the torch working. It's very rare that I get on the torch these days and I don't stream. So you can see how often that I work. that's my hours that I do. All right, we're gonna get my glasses on here. Always got to wear the protective didymium glasses here. Get those on. Get my beanie back on. All right, so we're gonna get these put together here. We're gonna just fuse the two rods together. So right now I'm just gathering the rod. You know, this is the basic beginning form of what needs to be done when you're first learning how to blow glass. Spinning the glass in the flame in a very precise, controlled manner where it's not just bouncing up and down, in and out of the flame when you're spinning it. You have to learn how to control that, the tip of the glass, so it's just, you know, it's staying perfectly in there. And then holding it with the left hand or the right, becoming ambidextrous in glass, very important. Alright, so you got that one ready. We're going to get this one ready now. Alright, the other one's ready now. I just get both tips hot and molten. Talking with this in my mouth right here. Probably can't even hear what I'm saying, huh? Like, what? What are you saying? Bam, and now we got a longer rod right there, so we can use that for making a bunch of different pendants and things like that. Got to remember that that's where it's hot right there. All right, I'm going to put this down so I can talk a little bit better. I'm just going to set this off to the side. All right, so now I'll clean up these ones here. We get the tips all cleaned up, all gathered back down into a nice tip on the ends of the rods here. These are the 16 millimeter rods, and these are just scraps right here, guys, little tiny shorts. Right now I'm actually out of rod. I really need to get to a point where I can make some big sales here. You know, ever since Christmas, I sold out on all the inventory. We spent a lot of money on the kids, making sure they had a really good Christmas, good holidays. And I haven't really done any sort of vending or any sales since December. And we're already moving into March here. So all of the sales that I've had have been real small here and there. In between that, you know, I haven't gone out to any markets. It's been too cold, actually. So we missed the first Sunday market for February 1st, or the first Sunday of February. But maybe we'll make it out to the first Sunday here coming up in March. Maybe that'll be my very first vending event. I need to work on some inventory. And also I need to get a hold of some of my wholesale accounts and find out if they're ready to purchase some more products for their retail locations. So if you have a retail location and you're interested in carrying any Gardenia glass, any of the glass that I make here at the Glassman's World, just hit me up in the comments below and let me know. We can get connected there. So I'm actually going to be shipping out like let's see, they ordered 30, and I think we're now going to be up to 60 here soon. He's moved it to 45. I'm like, well, we're probably going to be making 50 or 60 here by the time we ship them out around the 28th, around the end of the month here, which is for a ceremony. We'll be making some of the drop of water pendants for a ceremony coming up for World Water Day, March 22nd. Well, they'll be honoring some individuals who have been protecting the water, doing many different things. So some indigenous individuals from here, Native Americans, will be honored, I believe, and other individuals as well at a ceremony coming up soon. So I'll be shipping out more of these water drops. If you're ever interested in hosting your own ceremony and you would like, well, I mean, if you're hosting your own ceremonies, you know, you can always put them together. So if you're interested in doing so, you can figure out how to do that. But if you're hosting a ceremony or some sort of a gathering or an event that has to do with water and water protectors, you can always contact me here and let me know in the comments below. And we can figure out how many water drops you need for gifts, and I'll definitely donate some, and we'll make sure that you can get them at the cheapest, the most affordable wholesale price that I can get you, to where it's not really coming out of my pocket. You know, I'm already gifting these out on my own. 3,818 so far is what we've gifted, and then with these that I'll be shipping, for every 20 that sold at 100 each, they're basically at $5 a piece, or $100 per order. I add in an extra 10. So you can either figure out that they're like $3 each, or you just figure out that you're paying $5 each, and I'm donating 10 on the 20 that you purchase. And so that way there's always a gifting campaign going through me, myself. The Drop of Water, which I created. I used to have the dropofwater.com, but I messed up and I let the domain go, not realizing it, taking care of personal issues and things in the home here, and I wasn't on top of my emails and things like that, and I lost my domain name, you know, real horribly. But at the same time, it's a learning curve, it's a learning experience, and it doesn't matter because I can always create any other domain name and then we just host them there. I'm just not sure if I'm going to anytime soon because we don't really have the support anymore with the Drop of Water. And, you know, it all kind of built around Standing Rock. But before that, you know, I was focusing on what was going on here in New Mexico and with the Animas River. And then, you know, following what they did with the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico and all kinds of other different issues and stuff, you know, especially in California with all the droughts and all the different things, and then Flint, Michigan. You know, before Standing Rock, I was already involved as an environmentalist and being concerned about these different things that were going on. And then Standing Rock kind of was the catalyst that gave me the opportunity to then basically what it was, creator came to me and said, gave me a message, a clear message that I heard within that was, you know, I was going to make some other things. I was going to make a nice little, a wine glass, basically like a water chalice that was going to have a water drop as the stemware, you know, the part that you would hold in your hand. And that was going to be what I was going to make for a silent auction. And something within told me, make something that you can replicate over and over again that's simple and affordable for me personally to make over and over again that represents water. And then bing, the Drop of Water came to mind. And this specific symbol right here in glass is what was formed and created in my mind as soon as I heard that message from Creator. And so, you know, I understand that I was created with having the ability to create art, to create things with my hands. And so that's what I've been doing, is basically following those dreams, those visions I've had in my life. And that's why I was afforded this lifestyle to be an artist. And yeah, sometimes I'm a starving artist, but you know, I can't really say I'm a starving artist, but I've never really actually starved in my life. I've always had food. I've always had a belly full, right? And belly full, but we hungry. A hungry man is an angry man. So yeah, the Drop of Water was basically bestowed to me upon, you know, on that day, and was created, and I had no idea where this was going to go. And now 3,818 I've gifted so far. That does not include all of the ones that have also been sold, and all the individuals who have purchased them to support the gifting campaign, or the gifting cause that I've started here, my own little personal mission, you know, out of pocket. But by selling them, it helps to recoup the cost. So I can, you know, I'm out of glass. I'm using my scraps right now. So I make it work. You know, eventually I'll get some sales. We'll get some more supplies soon, and people will start ordering more glass soon. I missed the boat on all the Valentine sales, so now, you know, the next thing would be, I mean, people don't really buy too much for St. Patrick's Day, but pretty much the way that we are as a consumeristic society, everyone purchases things for the holidays. So as long as you stay within the seasons and within the holidays and you make stuff, like coming up soon to St. Patrick's Day, so 4-leaf clovers and things of green, anything green will sell. And anything with 4-leaf clovers will sell for the next month or so, you know? And then after that, then we'll have Easter and Easter eggs, glass Fabergé eggs, beautiful egg-shaped things, pendants, whatever. You can make chicks, little chickies, little bunnies, things like that. Springtime stuff, making carrots. You know, I've made glass pendants for a company called foodisfreeproject.org, and made the carrots, the emblem, the symbol that they had when they first started, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And yeah, so we made the carrots for them years ago. And that, you know, that's like a springtime kind of thing. You know, wintertime is always like Christmas. Fall is always like Halloween. And then we got the hot air balloons coming up, which any time throughout the year, I can always replicate the balloons from the cards and then make balloons, or just make generic balloons that are just colored in multicolors, 2 to 3 colors. This one has 3 colors. The loop broke off of that one, but you know, that's just for show and to show you the different colors and stuff like that. But we're waiting for this to cool down, and I'm hoping that this is the first one here. So that's still pretty warm to the touch. I can't really hold it yet. Need to let that cool down some more. All right, well, let's, I guess we don't need to really turn this into a stringer. Let's see how this green reacts to the flame. And if it bubbles, festers, boils in any way, or if this color here, this is the forest green, right? Yeah, the forest green. And we'll see. This might be a better green to use, as I don't see any sort of bubbling, boiling, festering, anything like that. Yeah, that looks nice and clean. Alright. So we're going to have to wait for these to cool down before I can really get it going. I mean, I guess I could work it holding it from far back like this. Alright, so now we got to round up this chip here. And then we'll push in the yellow stringer that we got pulled already. And this has got a little bit of some dirtiness to the tip, so I'm probably just going to pull it off a little bit so we can clean it up. And as we do so, we'll also pull it straighter. And that'll help to round it up some. And I really need to get a shield for you guys. That way you guys can actually see what's going on through everything. Need to figure out how much those shields are. I think they're about $100, $200 for a shield. You know, I usually don't ever ask for donations and things. People have always accused me of, like, how dare I, you know, make a profit off of the people's plights, off of, you know, dirty water and stuff. It's like, that's not what I'm even doing here. What I'm doing is I'm honoring individuals who are protecting water, and then I sell them so I can continue gifting. And there's hardly any profits. If I had profits, I would have cases of glass and I wouldn't be running out of supply here. But a lot of people accuse me of taking donations, and I'm like, aren't you the one who took those donations? There's a lot of people who took donations and then they try to turn it around and say I was the one. But it's a fun game. It's a fun little game children like to play. After they take like hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations, they take entire homes, you know. They get a whole entire home built for them, cars delivered to them, all these huge donations, and they're worrying about me trying to make a $5 wholesale pendant so I can get it to people so they can gift them as well. It's a funny thing, but it is what it is, and it's all a part of the job here. And I don't mind it, because for me, this is all for creator. So if I stay in my work here, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then, you know, then my work is blessed, and they can try to desecrate it all they want, but it's never going to happen. And this will never stop unless I don't have it continue on. If I don't find a protege, someone who's going to actually take over and continue this, if my children don't continue this, if I don't have anyone to come in and continue this, if someone doesn't take it upon themselves to learn how to make a simple water drop, which any glass artist can do, if someone doesn't take this upon themselves to do, then that's when it'll be done. But I'll take this to my grave, and maybe further beyond that, it'll continue to be made. But as of right now, I know that 3,818 have been gifted around the world to water protectors from all over in many different countries. And so the drop of water, which has been made by my own hands, will be found, thousands of years from now. Archaeologists will be finding the drop of water, when they uncover individuals who are still wearing it, individuals who demanded that they wanted them to have them, when they were buried. Individuals who never wanted to take them off, ever, because they were that sacred and that important to them. And that's what the drop of water has become to many. And I had nothing to do with how this makes them feel. All I had to do was listen to that message, hear it loud and clear, and say, okay, I won't make a little stemware glass and a one-time ordeal. I will try to figure out something to make, or will not try to figure out. I will make that symbol that basically popped in my head right there. And that's what it was, it was just fate. I heard a message, and I saw the message too, clear as day. I saw what it was and what I needed to make, and I made it. And here it is, the drop of water. There's a mushroom, yellow with the green cap, and we'll put the yellow dots on there. We're going to use that same yellow that we used yesterday and see, was it the yellow or was it the green? Is this forest green going to work out? Is this going to also mess up, fester, boil, crack, anything like that? I got to get in here a little bit closer, so you'll probably see my head in the way for a minute. I don't have good eyesight, so I got to really get close here. I do know that the amount of color and stuff that I was adding looked really nice. And the placement of the dots was good. Alright. Let's go with the soft flame. Bring that yellow down. I don't know if it was the yellow dots that then created all those little shatters or what it was. So we're going to be real soft and gentle with this. And hopefully this doesn't crack, you know. Hopefully I can make a green and yellow one and not have to tell the person who's ordering it, sorry, I can't make one. That would be sad. I don't want to ever say that. I want to always be able to pull off what I'm attempting to make. But, you know, I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. 29 coming up here these few months. You know, I'm thinking that it's that yellow. Alright, well, we won't know until we encase it here. Let's see if I can hold this. Woo! That's cutting it close. That's pretty warm. Alright, we're going to have to clean this up here. Got to get this tip clean. It's all sharp and jagged, so I'm going to pull a lot of that off. And then we're just going to force this into this one to encase it, to coat it. And this is how I make my my mushrooms with the full detail. I watched an individual make theirs where they started with a color, basically a color stringer, and built clear glass on top of it, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, until slowly, finally, it was built up with all of this air bubbles and stuff, all trapped in there. And I was like, well, why not just push the stem in and build the cap on top instead of layering it? So I created my own style, my own technique here. So I just saw someone else's technique and just changed it up entirely. I was like, okay, I see how you add the little color on top to make the cap. You know, that was helpful in knowing, like, all right, I can put dots on there and then encase it, but I don't need to do layer upon layer upon layer. I can just force it in the glass, and bam, lo and behold, I figured out how to make these pretty quick and nice and clean. But we'll see about this green. We'll see. Will this green actually work? Can this green actually handle being encased so thick like this? Find out on the next episode of The Glassman's World. And then click. Just kidding. I'm going to leave you there with that cliffhanger. That'd be funny. You know, a lot of people have been telling me I need to keep my videos shorter. I'm like, well, you know, after 42 minutes in now, we're barely at this point here. It takes some time with glass blowing. I'm sorry, but, you know, each lesson is usually an hour long. And so, you know, if you want to get a proper demonstration or lesson and be able to see the full process, you know, without missing anything. Like, I don't like those videos that are fast forward and you might miss something, you know? You might miss a step or two and like, wait, what did he do there? How did he come up with that? I like to be able to see it all live, you know? If you don't got the time for it, you can always put it on a 2-speed or 3-speed or whatever. You can always do the playback speed a lot faster, you know? And I guess I can always make videos and upload them, or I can fast forward them, or I can cut them here and there, and cut out different portions and make a shorter video, you know? I'm sure I can do that as well. But I prefer to do it like this, live, raw, unplugged, doing live streams, where what you see is what you get. All right, here we go. Ready? We're going to make this nice and clean. Boom, push that in all the way in. Make sure you see that color. Look at that. Boom, make sure that color is all the way in there. And push this down, force it down just like that. Boom. And then, yesterday I was trying to melt it and hold these two I was like, you know what? We're going to cut it off first and then melt it so the stem doesn't get twisted up by holding two rods. Then I can just sink it all in and it should be fine. Nice and straight. So this will probably be a lot cleaner than yesterday's. I've only made a few of these, what do you call them? The Amanita Shibenzis. These type of mushrooms have the dots on them. Most people know them. You know, the Alice in Wonderland mushroom that the caterpillar was on, right? The red with the right dots. But someone wanted a green mushroom with yellow dots and yellow stem. So this is a custom order right here, a custom request. It's pretty much all I do is custom orders, custom requests, and from time to time I'll mass produce a few different ones that I can then take to markets and sell. But a lot of my mass production things are very affordable items, like $5 items, $5 mushrooms, spirals, you know, the drop of water. And then, you know, I may have some $10 and $20 items as well. You know, the jellyfish, you guys can purchase jellyfish online for $30. And I've decided for 2024 now, being I've been doing this for this long, that I will include shipping in the U.S., free shipping for $30 for the jellyfish. I think that's a pretty awesome deal. Being such a small time, I don't know if I really call myself a business, small time business, I guess. You know, I guess the drop of water is registered as a business, but the artwork and the stuff that I do personally as the glass man, like this is just artwork. You know, so I just make what I make. I'm just creating. I don't know. When you start talking business and things, it gets a little weird because this is just artwork to me. Making things, making beautiful items for other individuals. You know, I don't get to keep all these items that I make. Imagine if I just sat here all day and just made stuff for myself. That'd be crazy. I'd have way too many items. I'd have 3,818 water drops that I'd just be sitting on for no reason at all. Alright, that looks pretty nice. I really like that. I like that it's about the same size as the other one. And without having to stretch that stem out, keeping it floating. We're going to attach it to a puntee here. Well, hold on. Let's see if I can just get this a little bit, melt it down and stretch a little bit here on this thicker part. Alright, so if you're just joining, let me know what you think I should make today. Right now, I'm just redoing an order that I made yesterday, and for some reason, the green didn't come out on this mushroom here. It crackled and shattered inside. So we're trying a new green, I think. The green we used yesterday had no label. The green I'm using today is a forest green. So hopefully the forest green is going to work out right here and won't crackle, shatter, break. It could also be the yellow. It is quite possible that what's happening is the yellow might be creating the crackles and the breaks and the shatters and all of that. So we will soon find out. I'm going to actually make another one here in a second, and of the same thing but with a different yellow, and using this this green that we're using today, just to see, is it a different green? Is it the green that shattered, or is it the yellow? So we're putting dots on a mushroom inside. We're building it up. This isn't a simple mushroom like I normally make. So these ones take a little bit more time to work and to make. I don't know, I would guess about 20 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes for each one of these. We can start the timer on the next one. But good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm Dan the Glassman, and you're watching the Glassman's World. I usually just do live streams and just work. So thanks for tuning in and checking this out. And let me know what you'd like to see me try to make. You know, it might not be anything I can make. You know, you might be like, oh, can you make a 3-foot vase? Like, no, I can't do that. That's soft glass, not borosilicate. Although I am sure there's someone out there who has gotten a lathe and made some big old crazy thing. Like, I saw a big old water piece that was on the Mountain Glass Instagram page. Mountain Glass, they got some crazy stuff that they're showing from Glassblowing. I'm like, whoa, how did they do that? How did they make that? They got some amazing artists there at Mountain Glass Art. And I don't even know if I've ever purchased from Mountain Glass or anything. I'm just giving them a shout out because they got some amazing artists. You know, I like to show my respect to other glass artists. There's so many amazing artists out there, you know, you can just sit there and watch how they work and stuff and be able to learn so much, you know. Look at that. I got that big old bump out of there. Nice. Nice. Like, alright, I guess this one is, I was going to say it's pretty much set up and ready, but I think I'm going to try to round it up a little bit better. Now that we got that big old chunk out of there, we'll make it a little bit more rounded, a little bit more perfectly shaped. I'll be celebrating 29 years of glassblowing coming up here soon. I've been trying to figure out, like, okay, when did I actually really get out of working for someone else and going full time with glass? When did I really decide that? You know, none of that was ever really documented. Like nowadays, we can all go to our Facebook pages, right? And be like, oh yeah, I remember that happened on this day because of memories from 10 or 12 years ago or whatever, right? But for me, you know, I think we might have maybe had pagers still in 95 when I got started. I don't even know if we had cell phones back then in 1995. I don't know if we had a way of taking pictures and documenting our life, you know, and every meal that we eat. And look at our kitties. Look at this cute little kitty, you know, and showing all these things for the world to see. I don't think that was happening in 95. I think we still had pagers. We had beepers. We still had payphones, guys, where you'd put quarters in at the machines at the public, at the like gas stations, or even just right there on the corner of the street. There might be a payphone just right there on the corner, like right off on the sidewalk right there. All right, this looks a lot better, more rounded. It just looked kind of weird, and I don't know. It didn't look nicely, smoothly shaped. So I was like, let me just pick that flame to it and let's really, really round it up, but in an elongated way, you know. So now that flame just cleaned it up real nice, giving it a nice smooth edge all the way around. All right, now we'll reattach that punchy. That's the fun thing, you know. You reattach it, take it off, pull it back, whatever you need to do. We're going to reattach it now because we didn't need it there to round up the bottom. It would have been in the way. But now that the bottom's all rounded out, nice and smooth, ready to go. Use the punchy, attach it, And we just want this as like a little temporary attachment so it can work as a handle. That way we can handle this this piece here as we start to pull it off the rod and form the loop here. And the loop I'm going to do all in one motion and one swoop. We're going to pull it, stretch the glass, bend it around and shape it, attaching it all the way around to itself, all in one smooth pull. Trying to determine which side do I want the front. I think I'm going to go with that one as the front. Bring this back around, nice and smooth, keeping a good amount of glass there. Now we're going to be able to round up this rod here and get it all nice and thick. Make sure this is fully attached to the body of the pendant. I always use my reamer to make sure that there's always like a little bump, a nub at the end there. We want to clean that up, and then you can go in and really round it up, thicken it. If it's thin in one spot, you want to focus your flame pretty much on that thinner spot, but you do want to have it hit the whole thing so you can move it all around at once. Alright, now we're just going to straighten it out. As you can see, it's a little bit crooked, leaning over. So now I'm just going to go underneath it and heat up the whole entire body and underneath that loop there. And that way we can move the whole thing over. And then also pulling it upward then helps to straighten it out nicely. So then we got a nice straight pendant. Probably open up the hole a little bit. I'm going to go on to the thicker side, putting the heat on that thicker side, and that way as I'm putting this reamer through, it'll stretch out that thicker part of the glass and it won't thin out the rest. So now that hole's a lot bigger. And I'm probably going to just go back in a little bit, just do a quick flame hit and bring it back down, and that way it's all nice and smooth and even. And there. That's a done pendant right there with the green cap, the yellow dots on there. We will see if there's any sort of crackage or anything. I'm really hoping. I can see that the yellow, it does have little dots of air bubbles on it. So we're going to try out this canary yellow on the next one, and we'll see how the canary yellow does. You know, what we might have to do is encase a little bit of yellow glass in some clear glass, and that'll help to not allow for any bubbles and things like that. So we might make 2 or 3 of these actually. We might try to do that as well. But that one's done. We're going to drop that in the kiln now and move on to the next pendant here. Alright, and the temperature is at about 900 degrees. We got to get that to about, I like to have it at least like 1,000 to, you know, I fire everything at 1080, so if it reaches 1080, then I bring it back down and let it cool back and then bring it back up. And I don't have a digital pyrometer or any way to keep that heat in there digitally, so I do what I can to make it work. We're going to pull off this little chunk here. We don't have to take too much time. You know, clear glass isn't too expensive. It's like $6 a pound compared to colored glass, which is more like $60 a pound. So, you know, a little bit of scrap from the clear isn't too bad. You really want to not have too much scrap of color though, or you'll be wasting a lot of money. Okay, so now, what did we say? We're going to try a different yellow. So let's move this yellow out of the way. This is a canary yellow. We're going to see how well it takes the heat here. And see if it gets any bubbles, boils, festering, anything. It looks really nice and clean and smooth. I do remember canary to be a really nice color to work with. So I'm really hoping that this yellow won't have those little tiny air bubbles when you pull it thin. So then we'll just use this glass as a handle. And I'm just going to pull it out as a stringer here. Alright, there you go. And that should just snap off pretty easy. I probably got a little piece of yellow right there, so we'll pull that off. And this is all ready to go now. I may pull it a little bit thinner here at the very, very tip. Alright, now we got a nice stringer ready to go for the stem and for the bubbles. Or not the bubbles, we don't want any bubbles. For the dots. Okay, so we're going to heat this up. I'm going to clean up the tip here because I do got a little tiny speck of yellow. So we'll get rid of that too. Alright, nice and clean. Now we just melt it down. Once it's all rounded up, we'll push this in. So we'll basically gather it and push this all at the same time. So there's no delay. Also, we should start the timer right now, where it says we're at 61 minutes in, and we've already started. So let's say 60 minutes from this point, 1 hour. Let's see now how many minutes now. How long does it take for me to make one of these? All right, and I can push this in now. Just push it and then pull it back out. We don't really need a big stem, and we don't need it to mushroom out and form into a mushroom in there. So you pull it back out. Okay. And I'm going to just pull that little tiny piece off just to be sure that it's as clean as I can get it. No dots or anything. Alright, and then this one here, we got the stem, mushroom stem is there. I'm going to pull this just up just a little bit. There we go. And then we get the green ready. We're going to use that same green now. And we're going to round this tip up just a little bit. And then add a little bit of green. Alright, and we'll push that stem around. That way the clear glass kind of gets pushed up into that green glass, so it looks like, you know, it's an actual mushroom there. Where the stem goes up underneath and inside, it's not just like flat right there. And melt that down. We'll use our paddle to help get that green glass pushed down a little bit more even around. Help building up that mushroom. Alright, so now the mushroom cap is built up on top of the stem, yellow stem, green cap. Gonna round it up. The green looks nice and clean, no air bubbles or anything. Let's hope that the yellow also doesn't get any air bubbles or anything. I'm getting a lot of practice though on how to make these. Alright, and I'm happy with that. Let's bring all those down, nice and soft and gently. With a soft flame, a higher propane flame compared to oxygen. I'm really hoping that canary yellow is better. And maybe yellow just tends to fester and boil. I don't know. We'll see. Alright. So now we got that mushroom all built up. Stem there. That looks like a really nice size too. Alright. So now we got to melt this down. Put it on top again. As you can see, I'm holding the seams now. This glass is finally cooled down from fusing it together. It takes a while, you know, this glass melts at like 2100 degrees, so it takes a while to cool down there to where I can touch it. I can usually touch glass at about 180 degrees out of the kiln, and then, but only for real quick, you know, like hot potato. I gotta pull it out and then put it on a table or somewhere, set it down. 150 would probably be easier. So we're about to get this mushroom here. There's a yellow stem, green cap, yellow dots built up on top of there. We are going to force this into the molten clear glass, and that way it's fully encased. And this is how I make my two-tone with the dots, the Amanita cubensi mushrooms here. I make them pretty easy, actually. I think I might have figured out how to make these in the quickest, easiest step. After watching that one video, I was like, oh, I get it. Okay, let me try my own way then. And bam. Alright, here we go. Gotta force it on. Make sure that that glass, the clear glass, touches the clear glass, and all of that has been forced over the cap. And then I'm going to try to push it down. That way we don't have to melt down too much. And try not to have a big old bump there. Alright. And then we can pull this part off here. Again. Oh man, this one actually is a really nice size. This one came out perfect. I just hope the green and the yellow don't fester and crack again, because, you know, we spend this time to test it out, and I won't know until after we fire everything in the kiln here in a few hours or tomorrow morning. You know, maybe later on this evening I'll check the kiln, but sometimes I get so busy and distracted that I don't check to see what I've made until the day after. Alright, we'll cut that. Let's bring this down. With all that heat in it, I can actually melt this down a lot quicker than if I allow it to cool. So, and that way we don't have to waste any of that clear glass and pull it off it as last time. Alright, that's good. See, so now it's a lot cleaner, easier to work with next time for cleaning up things. I put that heat out there so it's not touching any other glass too. Okay, and I don't know if this computer just froze on me. I think my computer froze. So if there are any comments, I don't see them coming through right now. I will see if I can turn off the system here and turn it back on. I'm not sure what happened. Alright, so now I'm going to melt these two pieces together as one. Oh. So interesting how sometimes that flame does that. I can't get it all tight like I used to. I don't know if I might have to clean the ports out on that torch tip, I'm thinking. Oh, okay, so that computer just shut off. I don't know what's going on. We'll turn it back on here. We'll see what's up. Hopefully the live stream is still going here since we're on the phone and that is completely separate from that. Okay, let's restore pages. I don't know what happened there. Alright, so we're bringing up the video again, so if you put any chat, any comments, and let me know. Oh, I do see someone's here. Oh, B. Hendrix, what's going on? Blue, amber, purple, what's up? What's up, Glassman? So how you doing, Hendrix? I'm making this replicating this one here. This one didn't come out yesterday. It has some festering and some crackage, and I don't know if it's the green or the yellow. So I've moved to a different green, but I don't know if it is a different green because the green I was using yesterday didn't have a label. So the one I'm using today is a forest green, North Star color, forest green, and I'm hoping it works out. I don't know if the jade green or I'm wondering, is it jade green that cracks and shatters? I think it's the jade green that I have issues with, so I'm hoping this forest green works perfect. And then the yellow, I don't know what kind of yellow I was using before, but I do have one today that's labeled canary yellow. So we're trying the canary yellow to see if that works as well. And I'm trying to make these because it's an order. Someone wanted a green mushroom with a yellow dot and yellow stem. And so this is the first attempt on trying to make this. And yesterday's it didn't come out, so we'll see. Also, I did offer up this one that did crack. And I said if anyone wants to send me like $10 for shipping, and they just want this one, even though it's all cracked and messed up, I'll let it go. You know, of course you can order something nice and not crack and, you know, pay shipping and pay for the piece. But I'm offering that one up for anyone who's watching this live stream. And there hasn't been many who've come in so far. And no one's commented besides you so far, so you're ahead of the game here. Ooh, my arm's getting tired already. And I need to work on my rotator cuff. I was told that it's my rotator cuff that I'm having issues with. That mushroom looks nice. I love how it floats. I could make it the clear glass a little bit shorter, but we're going to keep it like that. The red match gang. I don't have the red match though. This is the square tip. This is before the red match, yo. I'm like a loner, a rebel. Can you believe that I've been using this torch since before the millennium, just before Y2K. This is my Y2K Mad Max torch, beyond Thunderdome. This is like way beyond Thunderdome. So how long you been working glass? You know, I've decided very soon I want to start doing some live streams locally and go to different artists and find out like, hey, where'd you learn? Who taught you? How long you been doing it? You know, like what city or state did you learn in? Who taught you? Where? How long did it get you to the point where you felt comfortable about going on your own and getting your own studio going and things like that? You know, what do you really focus on and sell? What's your main bread and butter? What's like, you know, all those things. Who taught you? Who taught them? Try to figure out a true lineage of where we all come from. So I want to start doing that here on my channel, The Glassman's World. And I just learned yesterday that YouTube, apparently they have a new feature when you stream live. And I think when you stream on the mobile devices, that we can now have two pictures, picture in picture. And I could actually bring you in, but I don't know how that works and how I set that up yet. So I don't think I could just bring you in now. I don't see any invite button or anything like that. But yeah, very soon I'm going to figure these things out. It's going to be cool. And we're going to go see other artists working, check out different artists. So, you know, I'm hoping that we'll be able to live stream and I could get you in on a live stream while I'm here as well. And you know, you could work, I could work, we can both be working and talking, just shooting the shit, you know? It'd be like, I don't know, I've always worked alone by myself in studio, except a handful of times, like, I don't know, maybe 3 times, where, you know, a couple of those times was with the person who taught me how to blow glass. So being in his studio was, you know, that was just a given. And then, I've been in a few other studios where I rent a space out for a little while, and that didn't work out for me so well because everyone used to, they would come in and they'd make all these things, right? But then when the liquid oxygen would run out, no one had cash. It's like, what? Like, you guys just blew through all of that. And I've been here for 2 days, and now you expect me to pay for all the gas that you guys just blew through? Yeah, that was weird. It didn't work out for me. And I think eventually something happened where I ended up like getting arrested for some dumb accusations from an ex. Be careful with them. And you know, it took me out of the game for a minute. I had to deal with all this stuff, and I couldn't pay my rent, and I believe that the shop owner ended up like taking some of the tools and things that I had there and holding it for ransom. And I thought that I had paid him off and got my stuff back, but then eventually when I was in another friend's studio, I was watching him work his little tiny hand torch, and I was like, yo, I used to have a torch like that. Exactly, a little Carlisle hand torch. And he's like, oh yeah, I got it from our friend over there. And I was like, wait, I never got my hand torch back. So my friend now has my old hand torch, really cool Carlisle, because of whatever happened back then, but it is what it is, and I ain't holding no grudges. All part of the glass game, I guess, right? That's why you don't leave your tools around, you don't leave your glasses, because if you're not at the shop and someone else is there, they're working next to you, they'll just pick up your glass or your glasses. You'll find tools being borrowed and placed in the place you didn't leave them and things. You're like, dang it. Don't you got your own tools and your own stuff? And I don't really have tools. I got limited tools. I got very few tools. I guess I used to have more, but maybe I lost them over there at the storage, or not at the storage, at the at that glass studio there. I don't know. It is what it is. I also know that I was gonna do a live, or not a live, sorry, a glass blowing lesson for an individual for his wife. She was a stained glass artist, and she wanted to learn how to do lamp working, how to do torch work. And so I was like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And we ended up getting her set up in the studio, and I took my tools over there, and I was like, well, hey, you know what? I can just leave my tools for right now, because at that time, I don't think I had my own studio, and I was kind of just like bouncing around doing my mobile studio thing. And so I was like, yeah, you know, I can just leave them here, and that way I can come back and work over here while I'm teaching you and stuff. And then they ended up separating like this out of nowhere. And I tried to reach out to her, but they were going through their divorce, and I lost all of my tools. Like, man. So you got to be careful. Protect your tools, protect your equipment. Don't leave them with others. Don't trust others. Like, oh yeah, you'll take care of it, right? Or you might not get it back. And speaking of, I still have my friend Rashawn's bowl pusher here that I could probably return. Speaking of, although I know it was an extra, and I know he's got so many others there, and like, you know, I think he's okay with me having that one. So for me, it's kind of like a cool keepsake. I got a tool from one of my boys who's taking the game to a whole nother level. But there you go. That's the green and yellow. We're gonna drop that one in the kiln as well. All right, kiln's up to 950, almost 1,000. So we're perfectly right there where we want the kiln to be. All right, so now, should we do this again with the canary? Yeah, I don't know if it's the yellow or what. Like, should I try this yellow? Is this yellow the same as that yellow? That looks different. That one looks completely different. Wow. See? Let's try this yellow. And then I'm going to have to remember where I placed them in the kiln. Oh, man. Where did I just drop that one? One there, one there. I think the first one is furthest. The second one was closest to me. So maybe I'll make them in a triangle. Place them in the triangle in the kiln. And hopefully I'll be able to figure out which one's which. Oh, also, we're now at 82 minutes. So that was 22 minutes to make that one. That's not bad for a $30 pendant. That's not bad. I like that. Alright, I'm going to pull out this yellow here. Feel smooth. Alright. It's so interesting to do this, right? Try them out. So we did the original one first, but with the new green. Now we're using all the new green right now. I don't know if I should go back to the old green on any of these. I think the forest green is safe. I think we're okay. Alright, and I do believe Hendrix was here and took off or something happened. I don't know. I don't know if when my computer shut down, if it like rebooted or what, but I see the live stream still going. Unless you're still here, but I don't know. Sometimes, you know, it says that there's only one person watching and you don't know who's watching. Or if there's anyone. Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there? You guys into Pink Floyd? What kind of music you guys listen to? I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to a lot of chanting and Krishna songs and things like that. I also listen to things like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, The Doors, Jimi Hendrix, some old Seattle grunge bands, you know, Pro Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana. All kinds of different music. Old school, new school, some hip hop, some R&B, jazz, salsa. Not too much country music, a lot of reggae music, a lot of old school reggae, and then some new school, like, you know, if I'm listening to anything new, it's going to be like Damian Marley, you know, Stephen Marley, and things like that. Meditation, meditation makes me high. Levitation, baby, has a fine hesitation. Run your fingers down my spine. Meditation. Medication makes me high. Yeah. I need to get back into Music Mondays, I think. Either that or I just need to put it up or put up my guitar and just say I'm no longer a musician. Just a wannabe at this point. I want to play. I wish I had my old band still. It was a lot of fun performing out in front of people on stage, making a ruckus. You give me a microphone, like you see how outspoken I am here by myself. Give me a microphone with a few hundred people in the crowd. I always got something to say. Oh, these are getting too easy. These are getting nice, but the only thing is, are they going to work out? Making them, though, like, I need to actually go into some red and whites here. So I can just make some actual true ones and make a few of these red and white ones here. And also, you guys still can comment below. What do you think that I should make today? You guys are still welcome to give me ideas, inspiration. Let me know. What is it you'd like to see me try to attempt? And I may not be able to, you know, like I was saying. Someone might be all, oh, make a 3-foot tube, you know, make a vase or make something like that. I'm like, no, that's more soft glass. Or it's more on the lathe. Or, you know, I do small items. I do jewelry. I can make pieces. I can make smoking accessories, but they're really, uh, you know, not too much because of my arms and my rotator cuff and my shoulder. So until I can get those things fixed, I'm probably going to be limited with how big I can go. But you tell me some ideas on some little items. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of miniatures for the those tiny kitchens here on YouTube. That's going to be fun. Also, I'll be making a lot of hot air balloons, especially for Balloon Fiesta coming up this year. I do believe that Discover Balloons is going to be carrying my glass balloons at their vending tent. They've got the second largest tent out there besides the official Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta merch tent, you know? Other than that, Discover Balloons has the next biggest tent out there. They have all the trading pins. Like, I think I had one over here the other day. Like this here. They got all those cool trading pins. And that one might not even be available. I don't know. That one could be a special one made by the pilot who owns that balloon and gifted to me by her. Which was actually, that balloon was the owned by the pilot that I crew with every year at Balloon Fiesta. The one that I worked with Rick Jones from Dawn Patrol and from Polar Dawn. He used to own that balloon, and she ended up buying it, and then she got pins made. Or maybe he got pins made. Maybe I got it from him. Now I'm confused. Who did I get that pin from? Maybe I got it from him, and she gave me the other balloon pin. I don't know. Either way, it's cool. Okay, so now we're going to try this yellow for the dots here. Let's see what we can do. And I see a couple people coming in and out and in and out. You're welcome to say hi. Don't be scared. I don't bite. Losing on my teeth. I can't bite. Man, I see threes. And I'm putting these dots. I'm like, whoa, I see 3 dots in a triangle pattern. Kind of interesting. My eyes are bad. And it could also be these glasses too. Meaning that one of them has got a crack. I'm like, am I seeing through that crack? Alright, we melt down all those dots there. Yellow and green. And then am I adding too many dots? Am I covering it too much? Or is it going to be beautiful and perfect? Well, that yellow looks like it's sinking in pretty good, and I don't see a bunch of those little air bubbles like I was seeing on the other yellows. That's a good sign. Awesome. Okay. Okay, man. See what I did right there? Made a beautiful mushroom cap. But that stem is pushed in so crooked. I'm like, man. But then again, you know, the way that I pull it, we can always straighten that out. All right, let's get this clear glass on top. We started this one at around 22 after, right? We're now 92 after, so this has been 10 minutes in so far. Let's see what we can do here. So this is a green mushroom cap, yellow dots with a yellow stem inside. About to encase it in this clear glass. Let's see if we can make this quicker than 22 minutes here. We're at 10 minutes in right now, about. Might be able to finish this up pretty quickly here. Gotta get this a little bit hotter here. Make sure that's all nice and warm so it accepts it nicely without creating a crazy seam line. Making sure that clear glass is also nice and warm, ready to accept it here. And we push all of this molten glass over that color, matching the clear to clear. And usually when you see through the side of it, you'll be able to see that you've gone and engulfed, or engulfed the whole entire cap there. Here we go. You gotta push it over, just like that, clear to clear. And then I always use my marving pad to flatten it. At this point, it would be nice if I had one of those marving tools on my torch. I used to have one. I don't know where. I don't know where it is. So maybe one day I will find it. Let's see if I can straighten out this stem here as I pull this. Hopefully I didn't pull it too much. Oops, I might have elongated it way too much there. Because now we might have issues with it trying to spiral around. But then again, that might look really, really cool. We're going to try to keep it nice and straight. Allow this glass to just sink itself back in. Build up here. And try not to allow it to twist around too much. You're just going to try to allow it to collapse back down onto itself. Nice and evenly. But yeah, I did stretch that out a bit much. A lot more than I was planning. That's for sure. It's going to have a little bit of a twist or whatever to it, but I think it's going to look pretty cool. It's going to be kind of wispy on the end. Alright, now we're just going to bring this all in as one. Get rid of all that thick areas and gather this all together. Yeah, this is nice because I'm actually figuring out how to add less. Less is more. By adding a little less color, I'm making them quicker. I am able to fit them in a smaller package so it looks better. Uh-oh, there could be an air pocket in there. I may have trapped air inside of there. That's too bad. I'll have to do that one again. I'll see if I can round up the air bubble. We'll see where it goes and how it deforms and misshapes the whole entire thing now. But it's better to round up the air bubbles because they will create cracking in the future. It's an impurity and imperfection You really want to round up air bubbles if they're ever inside the glass. You don't want them to have those points. You want to round them up. So I'm just going to heat this up for a minute. And that way we can still save it. But you know, this one I probably won't be charging $30 for it. It'll probably be one of those ones where I'll give it away. Maybe offer it as another one like we had done today, earlier in the video. If you missed that, be sure to watch the beginning of this video to find out what the offer is. But yeah, I can probably do that with this one as well. Yeah, and it doesn't look too bad. I can put that air bubble directly in the back, and so that way it's hidden. And then if someone wanted to wear it the opposite way, it would be directly in the front. So that if they wanted to highlight it and be like, yeah, look, there's this cool air bubble in there. Because some people think that those air bubbles are actually pretty cool to have in the glass. Like, how did that get in there? You know? Not realizing there's two pieces of glass, created a seam in between them, and allowed that to occur naturally. Alright, but there it is. Got to finish it off at least, right? We got to see, can we get this done in another minute or so for that 20 minutes. I think these are pretty much 20 minutes. I don't think I can make them any quicker. I think I'm timed out at that. Maybe I can go 19 or 18, but trying to push it to 15, I don't know. You know, I spent a lot of time on that air bubble though, so maybe it is possible. Maybe if I have the glass already, everything ready to go, I can make it occur. Alright, let's see. This is so cool that I can make these so small and detailed now. Alright, we'll keep that air bubble in the back, pull it this way. That's the front now. Pull it this way, let it set up. Bring this back around. Catch it. That should be on the side where the air bubble is. Make sure this is rounded, because that's what I'm saying. Making sure that the glass is all ready to go. If I don't have to worry about doing any of this on the next one, but see, then it takes time from this one. So I guess no matter what, it's always going to take that little bit of time. Okay, well that's better now. Now we can round this up. I always like to make sure that that little nub is pushed onto the body and attached. And that's where I usually start forming the roundness. Knowing how to move that glass down so it thickens up. Bringing it down to the seal right there, to where that whole entire seal, kind of matching the front a little bit better. Where that whole connection is super strong now. Making sure it's nice and straight. Pulling it upward and keeping it all straightened out. And then just finishing it up, making sure that the hole is the size that I want it to be. It's pretty much done at this point, but I like to perfect the hole size and make sure that the tool that I use to take it off, the tweezers will fit in there, so I can grab it really nicely. And then that gives me that measurement of knowing that a 2mm wax leather cord will easily fit inside of here. Cool, so that's done. Green mushroom cap with yellow dots, yellow stem. It probably doesn't look green, it probably looks kind of dark. And that color won't pop until it all cools down. But it's got to go in the kiln so we don't crack it. So bring it all back up to temperature. Heat up the punching mark. Make sure to get that punching mark nice and molten, to where then it all flows back in. No jagged marks, nothing. And you're like, how did you make that? How? Get rid of all the evidence of punties and different things, seams, as best you can. There's an air bubble in there, but it's on the back side. And, you know, I may be able to still sell it, but I might allow it to go, like I said, like the first offer I offered on the video earlier today. Okay, we'll drop that one closest. And that's our experiment for the day on those colors. Hopefully, this works out, because the individual who ordered them is coming by tomorrow to pick it up. Alright, and the kiln's at about 1040. I like to bring it up to 1080 and then let it slowly set. I don't know if I have anything else to make right now. I think I'm going to take a quick break, go get myself some water, and finish up this here. So I think I'm going to call it a day, guys. But thank you so much for tuning in and watching the Glassman's World here. This is the one that came out yesterday. It actually did come out. It works. It looks nice, as you can see. That one came out really, really nice. The blue and white. And then the other one, like I said, I put this one up in the beginning of the video. Check out that offer, and you can see. And then also, still, let me know what you think in the comments on what I should make next time that we're streaming and making some glass here. But yeah, you can see it crackled all on this side, which it looks cool. Someone's going to like it. But it may completely crackle over the whole entire top of all that green. You can see the yellow dots came out pretty cool. I don't know how it's going to turn out, though. I don't know if the whole thing is going to just crackle over and then you won't see any of the color. Maybe we'll hold on to it for a few days and see what happens there. What do you think? You think it's going to crackle or not? I think maybe. But this one came out perfect, so that one's ready to go for tomorrow. And we'll see how these ones come out in the kiln later on today. And that's about it. I'm going to let y'all go. You guys have a beautiful day. Love and blessings. Thanks for watching The Glassman's World. I'm out.